Good morning. It's a great pleasure to be here today and to be part of such a distinguished panel. I'd like to thank the Society of Automotive Engineers of China for hosting this year's FISITA World Automotive Congress. And I'd like to thank FISITA for inviting me and for the opportunity to share GM's views on the future of personal mobility, both in China and the world. As I thought about what I wanted to say today, I was reminded that this is FISITA's 34th World Congress, and FISITA itself is now 64 years old. Let's remember that FISITA was founded when the automotive industry and the world was much different than it is today. Back in 1948, Cadillac first introduced the world to tail fins. The Tucker Car Corporation turned out 51 Tucker torpedoes before going bankrupt in 1949. And Bell Labs introduced the transistor in June 1948, which replaced the vacuum tube and laid the foundation for modern electronics. The transistor is one of those rare inventions that literally changed the way people live. Today, we're at the start of a technology transformation in the auto industry that will change the way people move. Today's challenge is shaped by several complex external factors, from regulatory demands, the fast pace of innovation, and evolving customer requirements, to fuel prices, urbanization, and concerns about energy security. It can seem like one of those equations that we can remember from engineering school with many variables and seemingly no solution. Two megatrends driving future powertrains are efficiency improvements for conventional gas and diesel engines and electrification. Both are key to reducing oil consumption, lowering tailpipe and CO2 emissions, and creating a more sustainable energy model. Today, I'd like to briefly highlight three technologies that GM will use to meet future fuel efficiency and emission challenges for conventional powertrains and also vehicle electrification. Our strategy includes mild hybrid systems like our e-Assist, which improve the efficiency of conventional gas and diesel powertrains, extended range electric vehicles like the Volt, and battery electric vehicles like the recently announced Sail Springo EV. Of course, we'll also offer strong hybrids in our product lineup, but this technology is well known. Our mild hybrid system, e-Assist, was launched last year as the standard powertrain in the 2002 Buick LaCrosse, and it delivers an impressive improvement in fuel efficiency. e-Assist starts with a 2.4-liter Ecotec 4-cylinder engine and a 6-speed automatic transmission, then adds a compact electric drive system to provide electric assist at cruising speeds and during heavy acceleration. The electric motor and the advanced lithium-ion battery pack recapture energy by regenerative braking, and stop-start technology saves fuel that would be used during idle periods. Using a variety of technologies and exterior enhancements, the LaCrosse delivers a 22% improvement in fuel economy over a conventional 2.4-liter engine on the new European drive cycle, which is the test procedure that China uses. e-Assist is standard on the 2013 model year Buick LaCrosse and Regal, and available on the 2013 model year Chevrolet Malibu, and will be on the upcoming 2014 Impala. It can be used to improve fuel efficiency in anything from small cars to full-size and luxury sedans. The Chevrolet Volt is one of the first extended-range electric vehicles sold in China. A gas-fueled engine generator can power the electric motor for an additional 788 kilometers of extended range. The Volt is available at 13 dealerships in 8 cities in China, and we have demonstrations ongoing in Beijing, Tianjin, and Shanghai. So where are we today? Volt sales continue to grow. We already have over 20,000 global sales, and we have been fairly encouraged because we've outpaced the first-year sales of the Nissan Leaf and the Toyota Prius plug-in. Owners of the Volt have driven more than 240 million kilometers and more than 110 million electric kilometers. The average kilometers driven between fill-ups is 1,450, showing that a lot of people are driving electrically. In the U.S., 93% of customers surveyed by Consumers Reports would repurchase the Volt, which was the highest customer satisfaction rating. Building on the Volt's momentum, we've announced plans to produce the Cadillac ELR luxury coupe with an extended range propulsion system. The ELR is the production version of the Cadillac Converge concept car that we revealed at the North American Auto Show in 2009. The ELR will be built alongside the Chevrolet Volt, Opel Vauxhall Ampera, and the Holden Volt at the Detroit Hamtramck Assembly Plant, which is currently exporting the Volt to 21 countries. Additional details on the ELR's China market introduction will be announced at a later date. The recently announced SGM Sail Springo EV provides further proof of our commitment to electric vehicles. It was developed by Shanghai GM and PayTac to meet the highest global electric vehicle standards and uses the latest battery and electric drive technology. The Sail Springo EV is the first EV produced under Shanghai GM's Drive to Green strategy and is another step in our plan to provide customers around the world with a variety of electrification solutions to address their lifestyle and transportation needs. Another critical issue is charging infrastructure. As an industry, we've made progress in this area with charging stations added in many locations across China. One challenge for global manufacturers is differing charging standards on the coupler shape, charging controls, and communication protocols with various standards existing for China, the US, Europe, and Japan. For an in-depth discussion on this topic, you may want to attend a special session that GM is hosting this afternoon on infrastructure development for EVs. The session will start at 15:35 and will be moderated by Ray Brzezinski, the Executive Director of Vehicle Electrification for GM China. GM has been developing technology in China since SAIC and GM formed our GM Shanghai joint venture in 1995, which Ted Robertson talked about in his remarks earlier. Over the last 20 years, we've worked with government, industry, and universities across China to increase our R&D and engineering presence here. Last September, we opened our new Advanced Materials Lab, which was the first phase of our China Advanced Tech Center. And in just 2 days, we'll celebrate the grand opening of our new Advanced Technical Center building. With the completion of our Advanced Tech Center, we believe GM now has the most comprehensive automotive technical center in China. It's part of our long-term commitment to bring our technology to China and to develop it here as well. GM's Battery Lab is the largest and most advanced battery testing facility operated by any automotive OEM in China. In addition, we've developed our own cell prototype lab. Our goal is to improve the energy density of our batteries so they're lighter, smaller, and less expensive than today's products. In addition to research, We're also conducting real-world demonstrations. GM introduced the ENVI electric networked vehicle concept at the 2010 Shanghai World Expo to highlight our vision for sustainable urban mobility. The ENV is a small footprint, highly maneuverable vehicle that can reinvent personal urban mobility and reduce energy consumption, parking space requirements, and ownership costs. The ENV is propelled by electric motors in its wheels, with power provided by rechargeable lithium-ion batteries. We recently showed the first rendering of our evolved next-generation ENV 2.0 concept at Auto China 2012 in Beijing. This new four-wheeled version, which carries the Chevrolet badge, adds features that customers demand, such as climate control and personal storage, and all-weather driving capability. We'll also have the flexibility to assemble the ENV 2.0 as a simple vehicle with manual operation or a more complex, fully autonomous and networked vehicle. GM recently signed a memorandum of understanding with the Sino-Singapore Tianjin Eco-City Investment and Development Company and the Tianjin Eco-City Administrative Committee to collaborate on a 2-year pilot program that will study the feasibility of using ENV 2.0 in the Tianjin Eco-City project. GM's commitment to technology development and collaboration in China is long-term, no doubt about that. We're conducting leading-edge research and advanced development at our Advanced Technical Center in Shanghai, which will accelerate the opportunity to develop and apply innovative technologies in China first. And we're determined to be a leader in vehicle electrification in China. We're moving from an industry that for just over 100 years has been based on vehicles that are mechanically driven and petroleum-fueled to ones that will be driven and fueled largely by electricity itself. We're at the start of one of the innovative transportation transformations that changes society much the way transistors changed society 64 years ago. And not only will this transformation allow us to develop cleaner, safer, and more energy-efficient vehicles, it will also allow us to make the automobile more exciting, more functional, and more fun to drive than ever before. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lauckner.